Bryce Harper is well on his way to winning his third National League MVP award, and here's why. Despite early season struggles for the Phillies, Bryce Harper is starting to put all things together while at the plate. Hitting 2 home runs against the Athletics the other night is a prime example as to why Harper is back and playing at an elite level. Health is always a big thing when it comes to Bryce Harper, and will have to be monitored throughout the rest of the season. However, if Harper stays on the field, he is well on his way to winning another National League MVP award. At the time of this recording, Bryce Harper has a .922 OPS, which is 10th best in the National League. And while you might be saying, if he's 10th best, how is he a favorite for the National League MVP award? Well, here's why. Some of Harper's competitors early in the season are names you might not recognize. Currently, Mickey Moniak, outfielder for the Colorado Rockies and former first overall pick for the Phillies, has the highest OPS for the National League. Hitting at a 1.091 clip, Moniak has been on fire. However, he primarily only plays against right-handed pitching. A platoon player is likely not going to win an MVP award. Max Muncy, third baseman for the Dodgers, Andy Pages, center fielder for the Dodgers, and Bryce Terang of the Milwaukee Brewers. While those in baseball circles are very familiar with these players, they're not exactly associated with an MVP award. One player who is in this list is Matt Olson, who is currently second in OPS in the National League with 1.059. The brave slugging first baseman is a real threat for the National League MVP award this year. He's one of the few players Harper will have to outplay for the rest of the season if he is to win the National League MVP. Regardless of the statistic, Harper is making his presence felt. But like I said, Matt Olson at this point is his top competition. Now there is a player in the National League whose name has not been mentioned yet, and that is Shohei Ohtani. Ohtani has won back-to-back National League MVP awards since joining the Los Angeles Dodgers. However, Ohtani has struggled at the plate this season. Ohtani is hitting .248 this season with an .831 OPS. Now I know I said he's struggling, but his numbers are still really solid for any big league hitter. However, Ohtani has been better on the mound this season. In 5 starts, Shohei has pitched to a 0.97 earned run average, and is becoming a favorite for the National League Cy Young Award. Ohtani might just be taking the year off from the National League MVP and focusing on the Cy Young Award. While I do expect for Ohtani's bat to improve as the season progresses, I do feel as though his pitching has become more of the priority this season. Not to say Ohtani's out of the running for MVP quite yet, however, it's not the start that he or the Dodgers would have predicted. If Bryce Harper is able to win the National League MVP in 2026, he will have won it 3 separate times. If Bryce Harper is able to capture his third NL MVP this year, it will have been 11 seasons since Harper won his first. Now, of course, he won his second in 2021 as a member of the Philadelphia Phillies, but Harper won his first award with the Washington Nationals in 2015. It took Willie Mays 11 seasons between his first and second MVP, while Harper will have stashed another one in between. Doing something that Willie Mays once did is quite the accomplishment, regardless of what it may be. Only 12 players in big league history have won 3 or more MVP awards, and the names on this list are incredible. Barry Bonds has the most MVP awards with 7. Shohei Ohtani, who has won an MVP for the last 5 years, has 4. Aaron Judge has won 3 MVPs over the last 4 seasons, giving him 3 total. Mike Trout has 3. Albert Pujols has 3. Alex Rodriguez, Mike Schmidt, Yogi Berra, Joe DiMaggio, Mickey Mantle, Stan Musial, and Jimmy Fox all have 3 or more MVP trophies. Of course, the name mentioned in this list was Mike Schmidt, who won 3 MVP awards with the Philadelphia Phillies in 1980, in 1981, and 1986. Bryce Harper has been one of the best players in Major League Baseball since his debut in 2012. Harper is a first ballot Hall of Fame player, and will certainly see his name called when his career is over. If Harper is able to capture the MVP, chances are that means the Phillies will be back in the postseason once again. With their top player playing at his absolute best, an MVP season for Harper could also mean he finally gets his World Series ring in October. The Phillies are going to rely on Harper to get them to the promised land. Can he do it? Will Bryce Harper win the MVP this year? Let me know in the comments down below.